Welcome to the Presto Music 2020 Awards, and thank you for joining us. This is the first time we've revealed our awards in a video like this, presented from our shop here in the heart of Leamington Spa, and I hope you enjoy it. Over the next 30 to 40 minutes, we'll be revealing the 28 winners spanning classical recordings, music books, sheet music, jazz and instruments and accessories, highlighting what we particularly liked about each one, and in the case of recordings, playing a short extract of each. But first, a brief summary of the year here at Presto Music. Like most businesses, it has been a hugely disrupted year. Our shop has been closed for 4 out of the 12 months, during which time most of the shop's staff work from home, improving the data on the website. You may have noticed, for example, that thousands of composers now have exact dates and places of birth and death, as well as nationalities and short biographies. The editorial and office staff have also spent much of the year working at home, getting used to meetings over Zoom, but missing the regular face-to-face contact with both each other and our friends at record labels, publishers and suppliers. Since March, we've been limiting the number of people in our warehouse at any one time to allow safe social distancing. This meant asking our team to start earlier in the mornings and also to work evenings. They have truly risen to the challenge, working incredibly hard, with many also coming in on Saturdays and Sundays to help keep on top of what has been a very busy year for us. On the website, we've made a number of improvements, including the new samples player, which allows you to browse the site while listening to extracts of a recording, as well as a whole new department dedicated to instruments and accessories, which we launched just 6 weeks ago. On the classical side, we've interviewed nearly 100 musicians, conductors, composers and label managers, whilst in the jazz department we've doubled the size of our editorial team and increased the number of available products to over 75,000 titles. We think pretty much every jazz recording you're likely to ever want. We're still a proudly independent UK-based business, but as we grow, we've become increasingly aware of our wider contribution to societies. So this year, we've started migrating all our packaging suppliers to source cardboard only from responsibly managed forests. You will start noticing this logo more and more on packets you receive from us. We have solar panels on our warehouse roof, which already fulfil all the lighting and electrical use in the building. And next year, we'll be taking delivery of an electric van to replace the petrol one which we currently use to deliver our digital pianos throughout the local area. Unable to put on our usual staff Christmas party this year, we instead donated the money we would have spent to 3 charities looking out for the vulnerable and less fortunate within our local community here in Leamington Spa. And a couple of weeks ago, we did our own take on Black Friday, which we morphed into Give Back Friday, donating 5% of all the revenues we received over the weekend to 2 charities whose aims are closely aligned with our own. The Chineke Foundation, which works to inspire and encourage young musicians of Black, Asian and ethnically diverse backgrounds into our industry where they are currently significantly underrepresented. And the Benedetti Foundation, which fights year-round for the place of quality arts and culture in our schools and our homes. These charities clearly resonated with our customers as the orders came flying in and we had one of the busiest weekends we've ever had. Now, without further ado, I'll pass over to our classical editor Catherine, who will introduce this year's 10 classical recordings of the year.
With the entire editorial team working remotely since March, all of our decision-making for this year's awards has inevitably taken place on Zoom, rather than over the usual series of working lunches in the office. But I'm happy to report that the debates we've had have been every bit as animated and as ear-opening as ever. The listening process, too, has looked a little bit different this year. Rather than enjoying the new releases together over the office speakers, we spent the last 9 months sharing our favourite newcomers with one another virtually. And I think all 4 of us on the panel, James Longstaff, David Smith, Paul Thomas and myself, have found that our listening this year has, if anything, been more diverse and more nuanced as a result of that. Our thanks to the labels, PR agencies and distributors who've kept us so plentifully and so promptly supplied with new releases and advance copies throughout the year. And of course our most sincere thank you goes to the artists themselves. It's been a real bittersweet pleasure to be able to speak to so many of them in depth while their normally busy schedules have been on enforced pause. And it's been the most enjoyable challenge to whittle down our original long list of over 300 recordings down to the 10 you're about to hear.
beneath the linden tree. And now I lay my flowers beside the linden tree.
Hello there, my name is James Longstaff and I am head of the Sheet Music and Books departments here at Presto. We launched Music Books as the third of our website departments back in September of 2018, and since then it has grown to become an offering of over 55,000 publications on all aspects of music, including composer and performer biographies, books on music history, analysis and theory, and reference books on a wide range of genres, including opera, film music, rock and pop, jazz and blues, and many more. This is the first year that we have handed out awards for books, and with so many high-quality tomes to choose from, it was extremely hard to narrow it down to just 5 selections. However, common to all 5 winners is an engagingly written style combined with authoritatively researched content that is both entertaining to read and highly informative about the person or topic in question. We hope you approve of our choices.
Hello, my name is Eleanor and I'm Sheet Music Specialist here at Presto. We're excited to announce our first ever Presto Sheet Music Awards. The Presto Sheet Music department was launched 10 years ago in 2010, and we have since grown to include a wide range of over 800,000 sheet music titles, which not only just includes classical repertoire, but jazz, pop, rock, musical theatre and educational publications. We'd like to share with you some of our favourite products of 2020. There have been so many fantastic new publications this year, but our winning products in particular really made a significant impression on us here at Presto. Some have really stood out for their beautiful presentation, some for their popularity with our customers, and others simply for their great content. Here are the winning sheet music products.
Sto
Hi, my name is Matt Groom. I'm the head of jazz here at Presto Music. The jazz department recently celebrated its 2nd anniversary, and over the past 2 years we've put in a lot of work expanding our listings, opening accounts with new suppliers and sourcing downloads for the site. And we hope the effort has paid off, and the jazz department is attracting a growing number of customers who enjoy browsing a specialist area and reading the editorial content that we publish each week. One of the joys of writing the new release roundups and the recording of the week features is that we have to set aside some of our own preferences and actively listen to what is on offer in any given week. And the wealth of brilliant new music being recorded around the world is just amazing. So it's been quite a task deciding our top 5 jazz recordings of the year, but these are all albums that months later we're still returning to regularly and finding new things to enjoy, and we hope you do too.
As Chris mentioned earlier, we've been hard at work creating an instrument and accessories department for you. And although this is a new department for the website, we've been purveyors of musical instruments and accessories for over a decade, selling everything from penny whistles to pianos to bugles and bassoons from our store in the spa town of Leamington. So this is our first ever Instrument and Accessories Award, and we've decided on what we believe to be a groundbreaking set of products. Not only incredibly good at doing the job that they are created for, but also designed with a true ethically sound background. The Edgeware by Bibico is an eco-friendly, British-designed and packaged musical instruments maintenance product manufactured to use less packaging, produce less waste and provide a healthy alternative to other products available. Products included in the range are oils, soaps and an incredibly effective sanitizer. This is entirely child safe. In fact, the manufacturers announced that the cork grease is even safe enough to be used as a lip balm. This really is a groundbreaking product, not only due to its eco-friendly credentials, but also the safety of child use.
And that concludes the 2020 Presto Music Awards. We'll now be packing up and sending out the trophies to all the winners. I thank all our customers for choosing us over the past year and hope that our service has helped to intersperse what I know has been an incredibly tough year for many with little bundles of joy and pleasure. 2021 will mark both the 35th anniversary of our shop here in Leamington and the 20th anniversary of our website. We have some very exciting plans and we'll have both new features and new services to offer. There will be much to celebrate and I'm hoping we'll be able to do so in some style. In the meantime, keep safe and have a restful and musical Christmas.
Hello, I am Osmo Banske. Thank you, Presto, for helping us as artists to share our musical message with the world. I really appreciate all that you do. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Stephen Huff, and I just want to tell you how amazing I think Presto is. Whether it's scores or CDs, they're just fantastic.
Hello, this is Marc-Andre Hamlin, and I just wanted to say how thrilled I am that both of my CD releases this year are part of Presto's 100 Best of the Year. It gives me a great sense of accomplishment. I also wanted to say how wonderful I think Presto is as a company. It's been a great pleasure to see it grow all these years, and I read the newsletters with great pleasure. And I hope they continue serving us and the musical community for many, 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 many years to come.